because in this video I'm going to be telling you, can you build muscle without supplements? And just by asking this question, it's quite almost annoying and irritating, because some of these supplement companies always say take BCAAs, take whey protein, take I don't even know, creatine to build muscle. Without this you won't build muscle, right? So they just hype this supplement up so much. And I've been speaking to a lot of people, like they say, oh Dane, can you help me get in shape, like can I go to the gym with you? And like they say they want me to help them, right? And the first thing they always ask me, the first thing is protein. It's like you take protein shakes, right? That's why you're strong. You take protein shakes, that's why you're big. All it is protein shakes. And I'm thinking of the big picture, like, but I don't even want to even begin explaining to them the process that supplements aren't the big or end all, we can say. It's just so annoying that people are thinking supplements are everything. Basically, this is how it goes, and this, I'm just going to tell you that real hard and truth, right? The supplement companies are wanting you to buy their supplements to increase their revenue, obviously, right? That's their company, they want to get rich by selling supplements. So obviously they're going to market this shit to crazy, right? And you need to realize this. And I'm going to explain in this video basically the most important factors of building muscle, right? So first of all, there's a pyramid. I forgot what it's called, by Helms. Basically just explains everything you need to do to build muscle, and in supplements you'll see where it lies in the pyramid, right? I'll remember to put a pyramid up on the screen now. Let's get up in there. Let's get in there. Okay. Yeah, so this pyramid I'm going to be talking about, the most important is at the bottom, like the biggest part of the pyramid, and the least important is at the top, and you already know what's at the top. So first, at the bottom, the most important is adherence and consistency. You hear me all the time saying the best diet is the one you can follow. I say this in most nutritional videos of mine. If you don't stick to your diet, your diet's going to fail. It's that simple, right? You need a diet that you can stick to. For example, intermittent fasting, I think, is such a great diet because you could just stick to it. It still enables you to live a great lifestyle, or just pushing calories further in a day. But that's another video. I've already done a lot of videos on intermittent fasting. So if you're interested in that, go check them out. But besides that, the most important part is consistency. The second most important part is energy balance / calories, right? So that's going to be your caloric deficit or caloric surplus. If you don't know what these are, I'll quickly explain. Caloric deficit, for example, this is your energy input, the calories you take in per day. This is your expenditure. Caloric deficit is just when your expenditure is lower than your input, right? So I don't know which one I said. We'll say this is the expenditure, yeah? So this is lower than the input, yeah? This is a caloric deficit. No, actually, I'm wrong. Let's take a step back. Take it slow. So a caloric deficit is when the expenditure is more than the input, right? There we go. A caloric surplus is the other way around, when the input is greater than expenditure. To build muscle, you need to be in a caloric surplus. To lose fat, you need to be in a caloric deficit. That's simple. That's out of the way, right? So to summarize again, most important is consistency and adherence. Second is your energy balance and your calories, which was the deficit and the surplus. The third factor is the macronutrients, which is your carbohydrates, fiber, and protein and fats. Fiber kind of comes into carbohydrates, so, and that's more of a micronutrient. So we'll start off with carbs, fats, and protein, right? Those are your macronutrients. Probably the most important macronutrient you're looking at is protein. All the fats also play a role in hormones, and carbs, you know, for energy and all that sort of good stuff. But protein here, if you're looking at building muscles, probably the main factor, right? Probably, indeed it is. So yeah, protein, right? Personally, I recommend, if you've been watching my other videos, I always recommend about 1 to 1.3, 1.5 at the max grams of protein per pound of body weight, or lean body mass. Lean body mass, you could probably bring it down to about 0.8 at the minimum to 1.3 pounds of protein per lean body mass, or for lean body mass, right? So there again, that's macronutrients. If you just want to make things simple, and for example you want to lose weight and you don't want to track all your calories, maybe just track your protein, so you make sure you're not losing too much muscle, because if you don't get enough protein when dieting, you will lose some muscle. And same if you're trying to gain weight, just track your protein intake. That's you want to keep things simple, right? So the next step on the pyramid is the micronutrients, which are, it's getting, like, as you can see, the least important things at the top, right? So micronutrients are still kind of important for like your bodily functions, so now you need to get the right minerals in, and I think micronutrients are probably the most neglected, and personally I myself do neglect these a bit, except from fiber. I don't really neglect fiber that much, and this is very, very important. You need to not neglect fiber, right? This is very, very important. I'm not going to dwell too much on micronutrients, because otherwise if I dwell so much on the least important parts and the whole part of the video is about supplements, you're probably going to get bored. So anyway, the next part of micronutrients is the frequency and meal timing, and as I've just made another video on this about, I don't know, a day ago or something, just a latest video basically, not too long ago, frequency and meal timing is not important at all. In fact, it doesn't really matter at all. Maybe for muscle growth a tiny bit, because the more meals you have, probably the more protein synthesis. But again, research doesn't really show this, because actually no, let's not get in the because like I said, the video is going to get too long. So anyway, that's meal frequency and meal timing. The last step, and this is the step we all want to get to, is can you build muscle without supplements? And where is it at the top of the pyramid? Yes, it is right at the top. And consistency and adherence is here, right? So this is the pyramid, my magical pyramid. This is supplements, this tiny little dot, consistency, massive big square. So yeah, supplements, it just tells you the pyramid. It's not necessary at all. The only time I would advise you to get supplements, and this will answer your question, could you build muscle without supplements? The only time you should ever get supplements is if your diet, you really can't get enough protein, right? So like every day you struggle to get enough protein, and that is when you might need to get some whey protein. Personally, I don't recommend taking BCAAs, and you're probably wondering what about creatine, right? Personally, I don't take creatine anymore. I did for like 3 or 4 months, about almost probably a year ago or so. I don't really take it, because if you eat enough red meats, you don't really need to take it, because that's where creatine is found in. And BCAA, I don't really recommend it, because there's not actually that much benefit of it. In fact, not at all, which research shows. But the only thing, like I said, whey protein is probably the main supplement, and a supplement that I use most of the time. So if you're gonna let this how can you say, the fitness industry, marketing, supplement companies bring you in to increase their revenue, which I don't blame them, is to get whey protein, right? Not all this like smaller supplements. So impact whey protein is the one I take, and you can take that if you want. If you don't get enough protein in your diet, definitely take this. But if you do get enough protein, almost like you eat protein in every meal and it's a good amount, then you don't need to take any supplements at all, right? Okay, like I was saying before the video died, sometimes I don't take enough protein, take in enough protein, which is why I use a supplement. So that's about it. It's not very complicated. If you get this whole pyramid down, basically I'd say the top 2 or the top 3 max, get the adherence, stick to a diet that you can. Second is the energy balance. If you're not eating in a surplus, you're not going to gain muscle. If you're not eating in a deficit, you're not going to lose fat. That's that simple, those 2 factors. And then the macronutrients, if you don't get enough fats, your hormones are going to be all screwed up. If you don't get enough carbs, your energy levels are going to be all screwed up. If you don't get enough protein, you're not going to build muscle. If you're trying to build muscle, of course it does point of the video, but if you're trying to lose weight and you don't get enough protein, muscle loss is going to occur. So anyway, I hope this video was informative. I hope it was helpful. I kind of felt it was all over the place. I was speaking a bit fast, I guess, but man, I'm just desperate to get this video out, because like I said, it just worries me the amount of times people are asking me protein. You take protein shakes, right? Like you have to build muscle, protein shakes. The answer of this video is no, you don't need to take protein shakes or any supplements to build muscle. It's just the tip of the iceberg. That's all it is. Supplement is just adding one more thing to finish it off, right? If you have all those factors, all those 5 factors I think it was, and the supplement was a 6 or whichever, If you have all those covered, maybe then you could take a supplement, right? For example, there's other smaller supplements like beta-alanine, or just like, you know, there's tiny little supplements. But like I said, this is not necessary at all. Probably just costs more money than it's necessary. So anyway, as always, stay positive, stay smiling. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful and informative. If you did, please let me know, because then I'd make more of these. Actually, I do make informative videos, but I'd make more of these longer videos that tell you everything you need to know, right? So as always, you already know what it is. I already said it. So I'm on the next one. I'm on the next one. What kind of outro is this? I'll see you in the next one.